Nigeria doesn't run on power, it runs on irony. This week, I'm here to give you an update on the very buzzing and bubbling case of gun violence here in Nigeria. Now, last week we heard that a pastor, Paul Adefarasi, threatened a content creator with a gun. But this week, we have people coming to his defense to say that that said gun was in fact a toy gun. Okay, sure, I hear you. But the question is, if truly it was a fake gun, why then did he come out to say it was a case of self-defense? This is the question we have, and we're hoping to get answers to that. But we'll move on from that case swiftly and speak to our once nationally celebrated champion, Tunde onakoya. This is the guy that broke the world record for playing chess and was once the biggest and brightest Nigerian for, quite some time. Today, Nigerians have decided to turn their backs on him and make him the victim of cancel culture. Now, the question is, what exactly did he do? Now, if we all recall, would know that Tunde, of course, started selling gold-plated chessboard, which is a very interesting thing coming from somebody that won the world record and everything. Very on theme, right? And then sometime this week we had him get an invite from the White House, and so pictures of him shaking the hands of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, circulated the internet, went viral, and Nigerians became upset. Now, their question to him was, if truly you're here to help those in need, why are you shaking hands with their oppressor? Which is a very interesting theory, right? But the problem here for Nigerians is the fact that he actually shook hands with the president, and the expectations he had of him was to not align himself with the president in any way at all. Anyway, he came out to say that his involvement with the president doesn't mean that he's endorsing the president, but it also doesn't mean that just because the people do not like the president, he would not go into business, or he would not, or promote his brand, Chess in the Slums. And he also came out to say that Chess in the Slums is in fact not an NGO, which of course led to more uproar, because the question is, why register it as an NGO if in fact it isn't an NGO? These are the questions that Nigerians have for Tunde. Now, I have my personal opinions, but we remember the name of the show, so I'm not going to say anything on that, but I'll leave you to tell me what you think. Do you think that it is a problematic thing for him to shake hands with the president and maybe even have connections with people in political power? Or do you think that it is best for him to just shun the government altogether and focus on helping the needy? We end today's episode on a very, very sad note. Yes, it isn't exactly a Nigerian thing, but it is a global thing that has caused mourning throughout Earth, really.
All right, this is the moment of the crash. All right, so this is the most vivid imagery that we have, and this shows the moment of the crash. This is absolutely horrific. This footage that you see on your screens shows the Air India Dreamliner shortly after takeoff losing altitude, as you can see over there, losing altitude and plunging to the ground, a pitch-up attitude which the pilot is making, and then it goes down. It is a horrific crash, and this is the most telling video of all.
Now, this plane left India and it was en route London. Unfortunately, though, this plane crashed just 5 minutes into its taking off. and 232 passengers were on board. And miraculously, we had one man survive. But the reason I'm bringing it up here is to speak to poor maintenance culture. Now, stories online say people boarded this specific plane just the day before, just hours before, and there was a lot of unusual things, sounds, shaking, and all of that. Now, that being said, I'm very sure that one or two people from the airline could have noticed this problem, but because of the fact that they wanted to make a profit, they ignored that, and now hundreds of people are dead. What this means really is we have to, and this is something we see in the Nigerian transportation system, right? And for people that, of course, do air travel, water travel, even road travel, we see different scenarios and different cases where the vehicles we're being transported in are shaky, they have something loose, there's a weird sound, but because, money must be made, we risk the life of people. But this is a place to say, focus on the value of life and just let money rest for a bit, right? When your vehicles are in top positions, top shape, people would always board, you would always make the money back. People don't have to sacrifice their lives just because of your greed. And also, let's just maintain our vehicles, for crying out loud. I have said a lot, but this remains no comment.